Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden and welcome to a very messy metal workshop. So when we moved into this property, one of the amazing benefits is that we have one, a garage, which is right over there, and then two, this metal workshop, which is fabulous, fabulous storage. I am planning to use it for garden storage for one thing, and then also woodworking storage, like not even storage, like a woodworking shop, because I really do love building things. And if I had a space, I think that I would do it more, like if I had a dedicated space. So that is the goal for this metal workshop, and it has been a year and we have dealt with it being super messy like this. This is actually clean for what it normally looks like. So we just need to organize. Now, in our last house, we took the time to organize our garage, and we had what's called a slat wall on our garage. I'll show you a picture of it right now. It was amazing. It was so fantastic. I had a spot for everything for my gardening tools, and it was so easy to find everything, and it was so easy to put it away, which is key, right? So for this garage, it's obviously bigger than my last garage, and the slat wall is not cheap. The slat wall is actually pretty darn expensive. It's like a higher end option. So we decided we wanted to do something a little bit cheaper, a little bit more DIY in this garage. And so we decided to do plywood, and we are gonna paint this white. We are also gonna paint the ceiling white, which I think will make it nice and bright in here and look beautiful. And we're kind of gonna DIY it ourselves, which is still not cheap, you know, like plywood's cheap, but it's not that cheap. But it's a lot cheaper than doing the slat wall. So that's our plan. We're gonna DIY organize this garage. It's gonna take forever. It's gonna take quite a number of days, but I'm really motivated to get started because I need to organize. I need to organize. So here's a couple clips of what the metal workshop looked like right before we got started. It's not a pretty sight. And we have actually cleaned out this metal workshop a couple times in the past year that we've been here. But it just keeps getting messy again because basically it's just one big square room with not really good enough storage. And I really, really believe that to keep yourself organized, everything needs a place, and nothing has a place here. Like literally nothing has a place here. Our tools are over here, just kind of like pushed into a corner, ladders all over the place. This messy table, this is like accessories, woodworking. Look at this mess, you guys. I shouldn't even be showing you this, but that's where we're at right now. So Jason spent a lot of time kind of organizing it, culling a lot of stuff that we didn't use anymore and didn't need. We sold some of it. We donated some of it. We took some of it to the dump that was just not usable. And this is kind of what we're left with right now, which is pretty good. Not too bad. So he's already started one wall. He's already got one wall with the plywood up, which I think looks really, really great. Again, we are going to paint that. We're also going to paint this organizer frame that I have. So Isaac and Milo, two gentlemen who do some work for me sometimes, they built this for me. I got a plan off Etsy, and it's specifically for these Costco bins. You can get these at Costco for like $8 each. So we're going to paint the frame. Unfortunately, the black and yellow bins don't really go with my aesthetic, but that's okay, right? That's okay. What do you say? Function over form. What do you say? I don't even know what you say. Basically, I want it to work. You know, making it look nice is secondary. So that's okay. These bins hold like Christmas decorations, ornaments, craft supplies, Halloween decor, you know, all that stuff that you guys, we all have it in our garages basically. So this could technically go into our other garage over there, which is kind of like the family garage, but I think I'm just going to leave it in here because it fits in here and it's already in here. So we'll just leave it. So we have that. Today, Jason and I want to try to get the rest of the walls covered with plywood. So this whole wall right here, so I have to move all of, these are like my gardening products, I would say, you know, so I have to move all of that. This is all my drip irrigation that I really want to organize. We need to move this. This is all like woodworking. We're actually going to move this whole table. This table was here when we moved in. We're going to move that table over to the center right here so we can use it from all sides, and that's going to be like our woodworking table. And then you can see over here we have like ladders and then just a huge pile of tools, of gardening tools. So hopefully those will all be hung on the wall, kind of like we had at our last house. So this is going to be a big job. This is not going to be a one-day job, unfortunately, but I definitely want to get started because I truly think that, you know, the way to get organized is to have a spot for everything. You know, everything has to have a home, and that's how you keep things organized. Our last garage stayed very, very organized, and that's because everything had a home. So that's what we need to get to so that we can keep this place, you know, where it needs to be. And then also I can find my gardening supplies so much easier. So that is the plan. We're gonna get started. We'll probably just get the plywood up today. And then I think we're gonna have Andrew, the painter who painted our house, I think we're gonna have him come and paint because we don't have a paint sprayer yet. I keep meaning to get one, but that's gonna be tough. These are tall ceilings. So it's gonna be really, really tough to reach that. So we think we're just gonna have Andrew come and help us out. All right, so we're gonna get started. Wish us luck that we don't have any hiccups or run into any issues. Hopefully it goes smoothly so that we can get a lot of stuff done today. A little bit of an update. I am not going to show myself right now because I am a sweaty mess. We got word that Andrew the painter, who painted our whole property, our house, inside our house, and even our fences, had availability tomorrow to come and paint. And we were going to do this ourselves, but we want the ceiling painted. And so we figured him with his professional sprayer would be so much better. So he texted Jason and said that he was available tomorrow. So we have been working our little butts off trying to get this done. And you can see how much progress we've made. We have all the walls done, right?
Well done. Well, last piece.
Look how sweaty you are. It's rough. It's rough. It's actually been a nice day. It's only been like 86 degrees, but just being in here, we need to get a good fan in here. Oh, that's not the last piece. This is the last piece.
Well, last section.
Last section. Okay. So let me show you guys how far we've gotten. So I think you saw me I think the last clip was when I was doing this piece right here. We fit in these pieces. We have a couple like support beams that we had to go around. So, you know, we just tried to do our best. We have all of this junk right here, utility box and switches and stuff like that. And so we figured it would just be better to leave this whole thing open. We'll have Andrew paint it, but just so that we have access to it, we figured it would just be better to leave it open. But pretty much everything else we've got covered with plywood. So we are doing pretty good and we are ready, I think ready to paint. And like I said, I'm gonna have him paint that frame right there. I've got all the black boxes out there by our cars. This table is gonna get all cleaned off and it's gonna go kind of right there. This piece is open because actually we had some slat wall pieces. We installed the slat wall system in our last garage, loved it. It is not cheap. It is an expensive option. Jason absolutely loves it, right, Jason?
Yeah, I love that.
You love that system. It's just super, super expensive. And especially for a big garage like this, it's just cheaper to do it this way. But we had one box left over from our last project. So we are gonna install the slat wall system right there. Just to use it because we had it. So yeah, so everything is looking really, really good. We're getting some good progress. As I'm going through everything, I'm kind of culling the stuff that I haven't been using in the garden and then kind of keeping the stuff that I have been using. So if you look over here, this is like my definite products pile and my definite kind of small tools pile. I mean, you know, it's not all of them. I'm just kind of starting this. And then I'm starting to kind of look at shelves and hanging hooks and all that kind of stuff to really, really get this organized. So that's going to come in another video hopefully soon, but you can kind of see where I'm going with that. So I think we're going to call it for, at least for this update video. Jason and I will probably be working until the night, into the night. But I'll say bye to you now, and then I'll see you all tomorrow when Andrew the painter gets here. Good morning, everyone. It is, I think, day 3 of the metal workshop makeover. Yeah, it's a beast of a project. I kind of knew it was, but we had been going really, really slow and just doing a little bit, you know, day by day. And then once we found out that Andrew the painter was available to paint today, actually, he's coming any minute right now, things got real serious real quick. So we've got we've got all of it done. We've got our part done. Jason stayed up late last night working on it. Don't feel bad for him. He is off all day today doing fantasy football with his friends. Luckily, it's not at my house this year. I don't know if any of you remember last year we hosted his fantasy football league, and it's just a bunch of guys being nerdy with football stuff. So that is where Jason is off today. Like I said, Andrew the painter is going to show up any minute and he's going to get started with painting. I think it's probably going to take him 2 days to finish because I think he has to prep and then he'll spray everything. I don't know. He might get done today. We'll see. But let me show you what Jason got done last night. And Jason and I were talking. We need to invest in an automatic garage door opener. Finally. Oh, look how good it looks. So just as a reminder, let me show a before shot. And then here's an after shot where we're all at. So we've got everything out of the rafters. We had stored a couple things up there, not too many things. Got all of that out, got it all cleaned out, ready for painting. And then got all this plywood all over. So Jason finished this little corner after I left. Oh, Shay was here. That's good. So we've got all that done, all the plywood all over. We kind of had to fit it around some things, like right here. I think I told you guys this yesterday. I don't even remember. Right here, we decided to leave it open because we just had all this utility stuff here, and we figured it would just be easier to leave it all completely open. But we are going to have Andrew like kind of paint the metal. The whole thing's going to get painted. Up here, it's going to get painted, and I just think it's going to make this whole place so much brighter. It's going to be amazing. And then I'm planning on putting way more lights up here so I can work when it's dark. I can work in the winter. And I kind of wish I had a window, but that's okay. That's not needed. The chicken coop is right behind this wall, so it would just be a window into the chicken coop. So no big deal. Anyway, so Andrew should be here any minute, and I know he does have to do a primer because plywood, he told me plywood will bleed. And if you paint it white, it'll kind of bleed through as like a yellowy color. So he has to do a primer first and then he can do the paint. And I'm just so excited to see what it's gonna look like all white. Okay, so Andrew finished with the primer and it looks so good. I was trying to get footage, but it was like a cloud of white paint in here and I didn't want to ruin my phone. So I'm sorry I didn't get a ton of footage of him painting. Oh my goodness, you guys, it looks so good. So this is just the primer. This is not everything yet, obviously. But it looks so much brighter in here already. So I have to leave this door closed because he painted the back of this. And so it has to dry, and he's painted these tracks as well for it to dry. Wow. Wow. I mean, normally when I stand in here and only these two lights are on and those two lights are even covered, you can't see anything because it's so dark in here. Wow, this just made all the difference in the world. Man, this looks so good. Oh, I'm so excited, you guys. Okay, so he'll be back tomorrow. It'll be like just a second for you all, so stay tuned. All right, you guys, so it is all done. The plywood's up, it's cleaned out, it's primed, and it's painted. I did not get anywhere near as much footage as I was hoping to get because Andrew, when he painted, he had to close the garage door and close the side door, and so it was all enclosed, and it was literally like a cloud of white paint in here. It was crazy. You should have seen the poor guy. He was completely covered in paint. His eyebrows were white. He was wearing a ventilator, don't worry. He was okay, he was safe. But yeah, there was no way I was gonna leave my phone in here for filming. But I can show you the after. It just looks incredible. So again, let me show you the before of what it looked like with all the messy stuff in it and dark and kind of gross and icky. And now let me show you the after. Oh, I just love it. It looks so good. It makes this whole room just lighter. It's still the same amount of lights are in here. It's just the white makes it lighter. So you can see we have this metal table that is a beast. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. But we decided to put it in the center as kind of like an island. And that's where we're going to put all of our table saw and all the sander and all the things that go on the table for woodworking. And you can see that there are outlets up above. So we'll just drop an extension cord down onto the table and that'll make it nice and clean and nice and organized. Over here we have this frame for the Costco totes. I'm still annoyed that they're black and yellow, but that's okay. At least the frame's white and it looks really, really pretty. We only have 2 lights up right now, but I'm just gonna go to Walmart and I'm just gonna get a whole bunch more. And I know those you can kind of daisy chain to each other. So that's gonna help with some of the light in here as well. It just looks so good. It just looks so clean and fresh, and even the ceiling looks good. It's amazing. So yeah, so this is the area I'm going to start with. You know, I think that'll be another video. I think this video is long enough already. But this is where I'm going to start with because that's obviously the easiest place to come in and grab my tools, my gardening supplies. So we'll start with this and then we'll just slowly make our way around. And Jason and I are already talking about how we can keep it really organized. And again, having a home for everything, because if you have a home for everything, everything can get put away in the right spot and it can stay nice and beautiful and organized. So I am so happy to have this done. It took a year, but it's done finally. And now we can start getting all that stuff back in here. So lots more to come with this metal workshop organization. I'm hoping my next video is organizing my tools right here. I did order a whole bunch of hooks and stuff from Home Depot, and they should be delivered today. So if they get here today, I can start working on that today, which would be really exciting. So I hope you all enjoyed this as much as I did, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.